I'm a divorced single dad, father of 5 kids. It can be tough raising kids today. Believe me, there are high times and low times. It comes with the territory. But in all my years of parenting, I try to give some good advice. Advice for those parents who are out there willing to listen. My name is Price Van Ray, and welcome to my show. Today I'm going to be talking about your firstborn. But first, I want to congratulate all the new parents out there. Boy, are you in for the time of your life. This is an exciting time and a great adventure, so cherish every moment. Now, on with the show. So that's right, today I'm going to be talking about your firstborn. And that's an exciting time knowing that a new baby, a new human being, a tiny person who's part of you is going to be joining what you call a family. It must be exciting, exhilarating, but I know it must also be just a little bit scared too, because I remember I was a little scared. Well, not scared of being a father, but scared I might fail. I just wanted to be the best father I could be. And when I first found out I was a father, I was scared and excited at the same time. I mean, let's face it, this is untread territory, and I had never, ever experienced anything like this. But it was wonderful because my whole life I wanted to be a dad. Now, I'm going to tell you, are there a lot of books out there that tells you how to be a dad? I can't really say if that's true, but a firstborn is very special. I mean, when you have a firstborn, it just brings everything together. And how does it feel to have a firstborn? I mean, you could feel a whole range of emotions from complete exhaustion. Oh, and believe me, when you have a baby, you will be exhausted. There will be times because a baby takes a lot. To total elation. If this is your first baby, it may even feel a little strange to be home. You may have an overwhelming sensation that life has changed forever. And I'm going to tell you, life does change forever because now you have a responsibility. You are a mother or a father. And I'm going to be honest with you, that is one of the greatest feelings in the world. Now, I remember a lot of people would give me tips on parenting for your firstborn. I mean, it was unbelievable. Everybody had something to say. And it's a good thing too, because you always want to be open. You always want to listen. I mean, your firstborn child tends to become a mini adult, far beyond their years. I mean, you can watch them grow, and it's incredible. But as they grow, you got to let your firstborn child make their own decisions, I mean, to a point. As far as you're concerned, your child may want to do ballet or play basketball or jazz or dance or tap dance, hip hop, even ballroom or sing. I mean, one of my children, they love to sing. So, I mean, you want to encourage things like that, of course. And I remember somebody said, don't expect your child to be your eyes and ears. And you know what? This is true. Your child can't always be your eyes and ears. You must spend time with the child to bond. A baby, believe me, they need to bond with you. You need to help your child grow. And you need to teach your child responsibility and respect. Everything sort of goes hand in hand. It is incredible. But I know within the first 24 hours, it's so overwhelming. When you see the baby for the first time. Now, let me tell you, here's some really good tips. I mean, these are great tips. First, when you have a baby, you don't want to overspend. You'll think you need so much stuff, and people will put in a baby, what is it, a baby something, a baby, what's the word I'm looking for? A baby shopping cart everywhere. But you want to just make sure you don't have too much of one thing and don't overspend. I mean, babies do not need a lot of stuff. Retailers only want us to believe what they do. I can't fathom the amount of new and barely used necessities I tossed or donated. I mean, you guys really have to do your research before creating a baby registry, and register for gift cards too. That way you'll get what you need and you'll skip the return lines. Baby registries are really good, and if you let your family and friends know you have one at certain places, that is beyond perfect. Another thing is you won't always know what your baby needs, and that's okay. You'll have instincts that usually kick in at some point during the first few weeks. However, don't beat yourself up if taking care of your baby doesn't come naturally. We all feel like we're not doing our best, but you are doing your best. Your instincts will develop over time, and of course, it will get better and develop through experience. Especially when you hold a baby and you wrap the baby and you give the baby the bottle. Time after time, you will learn this stuff. And your baby will be colicky, but believe me, the colic will end. Keep a sound mind. You may feel desperate and hopeless, but I promise the crying spells will pass. You must get used to it. And remember, it's a baby, so you cannot really get upset. You can't start yelling. I mean, I don't think you're going to do that anyways, but it's just common sense. You don't yell at the baby or anything like that. The baby's just being the baby. Baby can't talk, but being colicky, I'm sure the baby needs to be burped, fed, diaper changed. Concentrate on that. And remember, you can try putting your baby in a sling, a carrier, or a stroller and go out for a long walk. I mean, if the weather permits. Otherwise, place your baby in a car seat and drive to the mall. Or find the closest Starbucks drive-thru and order yourself a treat. Decaf, of course. If all else fails, place your baby safely in their crib and just take a 5-minute break, a stress break. Sit down in a nearby chair and close your eyes. Your baby's senses tension. So take some deep breaths and do a 5-minute meditation and get yourself back in the beam. And try not to feel guilty every time your baby cries. I know it's easier said than done. But we have all been there. We as parents have been there. We know what you're going through. And it's tough. But like I said, it will get better. I know that when a baby cries, a baby's always going to cry. That's what babies do. Babies cries. It can make your skin crawl and your heart ache to hear your newborn baby cry because instinctually we want to jump up and fix it. But most of the time, they just need some time to blow off a little steam. Overtired babies tend to become fussy. Turn on some calming music, dim the lights, and let your baby figure out how to fall asleep. Learn to recognize the types of sounds that lull your baby asleep. It'll help your baby. And believe me, it will help you. And try not to feel guilty. Don't worry about keeping up with every load of laundry, writing thank you notes, answering emails, etc. The list goes on and on. Instead, take a nap, read a book, meditate, or just lay down with your baby. If you are a first-time parent, you may not always follow this advice. However, sooner or later, sleep deprivation will catch up with you. So believe me, you are going to have to take care of yourself so you can be and take care of the baby's needs, which is what they need. They need you to take care of them. And this is very, very important. I'm going to give you some advice too. You need to get out of the house at least once a day with your baby. As long as you're caught up on sleep, take a walk around the block, meet a friend for lunch, go to the grocery store, or complete an errand. The idea of getting both yourself and your baby dressed and ready to go out may seem overwhelming, but you will endure and return back home with an amazing sense of achievement. It's an incredible thing. But I'll tell you this, I remember when I had my child, you never want to leave home without a well-stocked diaper bag. A diaper bag is very important. You need a lot of diapers. Make sure you have extra baby clothes, socks, diapers, wipes, diaper cream, and a few plastic bags in case you need to bundle up soiled clothes. And also bring formula if you're not breastfeeding, extra bottles, a bottle of water, and some snacks for yourself. You have to take care of yourself. I mean, you are a parent now, and you must keep yourself healthy and well-fed. But when you become a parent and you have your firstborn, you want to share the big news. I'll tell you this. Here's some advice. Parenting is way harder than you thought it would be. I mean, before you had kids, you were sure getting your kids to get ready to go to bed and eat their veggies and fall asleep. You would think, oh, that's going to be easy. But, you know, when you're a parent and you have your firstborn, you have to think about this. You know, it's a responsibility. It's going to be a little bit tough. But that's why we're parents, and that's why we love being parents, because we know we can do it. Oh, it's harder than you thought it would be. It's not easy. It's a responsibility. And you know, the funny thing is, it seems like babies' heads are magnetically attracted to doorways. I remember my kids would always run into the doors. I don't know if it's because when they got older, they couldn't walk as good. But these are things you just have to remember. You always want to have Band-Aids when you have your firstborn, because as they get older, they're going to skin their knees. But I'm going to tell you, being a parent and having your firstborn is the best, most exciting thing in the world. I want to congratulate everybody out there who's going to be a new parent. Because believe me, this is an exciting time for you. But I'll tell you this, no one has all the answers and no one knows all the questions. So you can read as much stuff as you want. But the other thing is life experience. It's experience. And you'll learn this stuff. When my oldest daughter was born, I used to hold her. I used to tell her, I'll always take care of you. You never have to worry. I knew she couldn't really understand me, but it makes yourself feel good when you talk to your baby. Your baby gets familiar with your voice. Your baby feels comfortable as you hold your baby in your arms. If you have a rocking chair, you can rock your baby back and forth. It's soothing to the child. And believe me, they'll never forget it. But I'll tell you, always take pictures. Take pictures of your firstborn, of all your kids. Hopefully you'll have a second and third. But your firstborn. But I'm going to take it one step further. Not even your firstborn. If you're adopting, your first child. How's that? That sounds even better. Your first child. Your first child's very special. And it should be. Because they're ultimately going to change your life. But like I said, take pictures, because pictures capture a moment in time, a moment of their time, a special time in their life that they will never get back. They can reflect on it, see what they look like, see the environment, see what it was like. A picture carries history, carries a story, your story, your child's story. I just wanted to tell you this. Having a firstborn is the greatest thing in your life, the toughest thing, and the best thing. And I congratulate all of you on taking this step in life. And now, it's story time. Ruff, ruff! The sound of a new puppy echoed around the house. Everyone was awake, even Buddy, the 8-year-old child. This was his first puppy and his very first responsibility. Being 8 years old, he said he could take care of the responsibility of taking care of a new pet. His mother gave him books to read about how to care for a small puppy, a new family member, and his father showed him how to play with a puppy. Now, this was before the puppy even arrived at the house. Buddy learned all he could. Then that brings us up to today. It's early morning and Buddy woke up to the dog barking, ruff, ruff. The puppy needed to go out, but Buddy was late. The puppy pooped in the living room, right on the floor. Buddy was upset, not at all at the puppy, but himself. He knew that he had a responsibility, and this time he messed up a little. Or did he? He remembered what he read in the books that prepared him to be a good dog owner. He went to the kitchen and got everything that he needed to pick up the poop. Then he took the dog out for a walk. He came back home and fed the dog. Then he whispered in the puppy's ear, "I'm sorry, I was not up to take you out, but I will get better." Well, he did get better, and through the years, he grew up to be a fine young man. He went to college and worked and got married, and then came that special day, the day he became a daddy. It was a long journey for Buddy, but as a father, he was well prepared, as best as he could be. And it all worked out. Buddy never forgot his first responsibility he had to his puppy. He swore that one day, when he had kids, he would be just as responsible and better. And it is true. How do I know? Because once upon a time, Buddy was me. I want to thank you for listening today. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode is posted. Rate and review this podcast and share it with your family and friends. I hope you leave with something positive. I will see you next time here, and remember this one last bit of advice. Tomorrow is never promised, so don't go to bed angry at your child or anyone you love. And before you go to bed tonight, hug your child and tell them, "I will love you forever, Dad." See you next time here on Forever Dad.